So, my topic of discussion was menopause, and I wanted to start out just by asking a few questions that you guys can think about just to see what you already know about menopause, and then you can realize any misconceptions that you might have that this video could address. So, my first question would be if you could define menopause in one sentence, what would you say? So, you could pause this video, write down your answers, and then play it to hear the next question. My second question would be, at what age would you say menopause begins? My third question would be, what three adjectives would you use to describe menopause? Would you use negative ones, positive ones, any three adjectives that you want to describe what you know of as menopause? And then, how long do you think menopause lasts? These questions are basically going to be my basis for my discussion. So, we're going to define menopause. We're going to talk about the causes of menopause. We're going to talk about the menopausal transition, which includes symptoms and complications that can come with it, and possible treatments. So, to define menopause, there's a couple definitions that I have found. One was from the National Institute on Aging, which just said that it was a point in time after 12 months from a woman's last period where they no longer have to worry about pregnancy or menstrual cycles. Pretty straightforward, pretty general. So I got a more specific one from UCLA Health, which said that it's the point in time when menstrual cycles permanently cease due to the natural depletion of ovaries from aging, and it marks the permanent end of fertility. So these defining aspects that comprise menopause would be the loss of fertility, the end of menstrual cycles. Generally, it's due to aging. Generally occurs around 50 years old, and it can last anywhere from 7 to 14 years, which is a pretty long time. So with the causes of menopause, there are a few. It could be a hysterectomy, because basically menopause is basically from your depletion of hormones. So it could be from a hysterectomy, it could be from chemo or radiation therapy, it can be from ovarian insufficiency, or since we're talking about aging, the most common would be just natural aging and the natural depletion of your hormones. So, the most important thing, I guess, is making a differentiation between both menopause and the menopausal transition. So menopause is the point in time when that loss of fertility occurs, after the 12 months of a woman not having her menstrual cycle. The menstrual transition would be all of the symptoms and complications that everybody thinks of that lead up to that point in time. So the definition that I gathered was menopausal transition is the years leading up to the point of menopause where women experience uncomfortable symptoms. So there are a lot of symptoms that are included. If any of your moms or grandmas are older, you might have observed them experiencing these symptoms. So lowering estrogen, which is your female hormone, includes symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, depression, insomnia, changes in skin texture. There's so many complicated symptoms that you have to deal with when your estrogen level's lower. And then there's the lowering of your androgens, which is your male hormones, which would include your loss of sex drive as you get older. So these symptoms, although they are uncomfortable, they're not detrimental really to your health, but there are some complications that can be detrimental to your health, which would be cardiovascular issues, so heart problems, which is the number one cause of death in women in America. So very important to talk to your doctor, make sure that you're staying healthy through menopause. Osteoporosis, which is the weakening of your bones. You get a lot of bone fractures from that, and weight gain, which in itself is not a big complication, but can lead to other complications such as cardiovascular issues. So with these complications, with these symptoms, which are very uncomfortable and very irritating, there are some treatments which are kind of straightforward. The first would be relaxation and stress reducing activities. So if you like yoga, do some yoga. If you like sitting and reading a book, any activity that you enjoy that's going to relieve your stress, do that to reduce the menopausal transitions symptoms. Also, healthy eating is really important. So Getting vitamin B6 is really important. Avoiding caffeine and alcohol is important because in the menopausal transition, a lot of women do experience insomnia. So it's important to avoid caffeine and alcohol if you do have trouble sleeping. And then having a consistent sleep schedule again to avoid that. So basically, having a healthy lifestyle, exercising, eating right, all those kinds of things are going to help reduce those symptoms. Although some of them are unavoidable because your body is changing, you're getting older, and you're experiencing a new stage of life. So, concluding, us girls, do you think you're ready for menopause? I know I'm not. I'm very scared. I mean, I'm very young, so I don't have to worry about it quite yet, but having this knowledge is helpful to me, knowing what I can do to maybe relieve these symptoms. I've seen my mom go through it. I've seen the struggle that she has, and I've tried to help her out the best I can. But just hearing this discussion, does it scare you? Because it scares me a little bit, but hopefully some of these treatments help you know what you can do to make it a little more bearable when you get older.